Yo, what is up guys, and welcome to the new patch notes for patch 6.0e. This is the last patch before 6.1, which I suppose is going to be a big patch. So let's see what changes are happening. And now it's going to be especially interesting to me to see these changes because now I'm playing in the highest elos of matches, you know, because of legendary queue. So, for example, if Morgana gets buffed, it would be the most ridiculous thing ever, right? Like, I now know, you know, Zed is broken, Amumu is broken, Yuumi is broken, Lulu, Ezreal. I know exactly what is broken in the highest of the elos. So, let's see what happens. Welcome to the last patch of 6.0. We've got a few balance adjustments across the board before we head into patch 6.1. Additionally, the long-awaited cave cuties are here to serve. Okay, so first of all, Tryndamere. Oh, I'm always gonna guess what's gonna happen. Obviously, Tryndamere is gonna get buffed. Tryndamere never gets picked in legendary rank, so like he's trash. He's trash. Tryndamere has been performing averagely. I would say he's performing pretty badly across the board. We're giving him a boost that will make him stronger in one-on-one fights with his foes and help him in those skirmishes he takes when he has lower health. Before I look at the changes, what I would change on Tryndamere, low-key, I would make him faster. Like, I would make him faster so that it's so difficult to get him off your ass. That's what I would do. So let's see what he gets. So Bloodlust, that's his first ability. Bonus attack damage gained per 1% health lost. From 0.25 to 0.35. 0.1 extra. That means at 0% health, which is what he's going to be at when he uses his ultimate, he's going to get how much extra attack damage? 10 extra attack damage. Throughout the whole game. So when he ults, basically, you are going to have 10 extra attack damage. Okay. I mean, it's nothing too broken or anything. It's just a small little notch up. And then his second ability reduces attack damage by 5 extra %. Okay. I guess. Nasus. See, funnily enough, Nasus is probably getting buffed. But what would get buffed on Nasus? What the hell should get buffed on Nasus? Maybe his ultimate? Maybe it gives him tenacity now or something? I don't know. We're letting this dog out. We've given Nasus a few buffs that will help him skill more effectively. You guys remember that Nasus video I make, didn't you? Of course you do, where I got 1,000 stacks 13 minutes into the game. And get stacks even quicker. This will make him a bigger late game threat who can deliver devastating strikes. No way! Nasus is getting buffed. Oh, man. Oh, 0.5 less cooldown. You know what this means? This means you're gonna get more stacks per minute every single game. Because the only problem you have as Nasus is you cannot spam your first ability as enough on a wave where you sometimes have to ult a wave. But now the cooldown is even lower. He also consumes less mana, so you're not gonna have to go back home as much anymore, so you can get even more stacks. And the base damage got increased as well. Okay. His third ability reduces 5% extra armor. I actually feel like this makes Nasus a playable champion, even in higher elos. This is crazy, these buffs. Well, this is actually incredible. Next up, we got Twitch. By the way, guys, make sure you give this video a like if you're enjoying it. Also, I picked the skin winners for March in the last video, in the Blitzcrank video. So, make sure you watch the Blitzcrank video I uploaded. Because I uploaded the 3 winners for March. For April, I'm gonna pick 3 more winners, and all you have to do to enter is just put down a comment under this video, and you've entered the giveaway. You know, I pick random comments from random videos in each respective month for the giveaways. Twitch is obviously getting buffed. I don't think he's gonna get a massive buff, because if Twitch gets a massive buff, he's gonna be broken again. I think he's just gonna get a small buff. So, while Twitch is the master of sneaky style plays, it's no secret that this rat has been underperforming, so we're upping his early game damage to give him better trading power in lane. So his bonus base damage per stack of poison on his third ability. His third ability does more damage, 5 extra damage. So yeah, that is across the board above, but you're mostly gonna feel it early game. In the late game, it doesn't really matter much. I don't think this is gonna matter much to Twitch. I really don't think this is... you have to look at it this way though. This is per stack, and he can get 5 stacks. So In the early game, you know, 15 is going to go to 75, but 20 is going to go to 100. So he's going to do 25 extra damage, which is actually quite a lot, considering everyone has 500 HP. You know, 25 is 5% of the HP minus the armor. So you're going to do like maybe like 4% of their HP extra damage with your third ability in the early game, which does actually matter. 4% HP damage can be a difference, right? Like it definitely can be a difference. Yone, I have no idea what should happen to Yone. Buff, nerf, I don't know. I'm gonna guess that Yone gets nerfed. Oh, he's getting buffed. We've increased Yone's mid to late game power, emphasizing his strength in extended skirmishes. And when he looks to poke in lane. So they're probably buffing the true damage of his third ability. So the growth of his attack damage, he gets 0.4 extra attack damage now per level, which is quite substantial. For, you know, 14 levels. That is quite substantial, I guess. You know, he gets a couple of extra attack damage in the late game for free. Soul Unbound, which is his third ability. The cooldown is significantly lower now. 3 seconds lower, so you can use it a lot more often. Aatrox is probably getting buffed. I think he's a little bit weak. We want to make sure that Aatrox keeps his role as a durable fighter, so we're shifting some of Aatrox's power by toning down his mobility and in return amping up his sustained damage. So it's an adjustment, it's not a buff or a nerf. The Darkened Blade, that's his, what ability is that? The Darkened Blade. I'm not sure which ability this is. It's actually very important to know which one it is. I think that's his first ability. So the cooldown is lower on his first ability, and it does more damage, but then he gets a little bit less movement speed from his ultimate. But like, this is a buff. Overall, this is a buff. He's only getting 10% less movement speed in the late game, but like 90% is already a lot. Like, it's not like 100% to 90% makes that much of a difference. He's simply getting lower cooldowns and more damage. So this is a buff. This is not an adjustment. So as I said, really, it's a buff. Lux should get nerfed. Lux is way too strong, by the way. Lux's early burst damage is signing too bright, especially in lane. We've toned down her early game damage and shielding power while maintaining her scaling and late game burst potential. So Illumination, which is her passive, when she uses an ability and then another ability or basic attack to explode that damage, it goes like this. Base damage 25 plus champion level times 7 to 18 plus champion level times 7.5. So champion level times 7.5, champion level times a half, you're gonna get 7.5 extra. So you're actually gonna end up at exactly the same. You're only gonna have like 0.5 extra at maximum level. But basically early game, her passive is gonna do less damage, but it's gonna scale back up to the late game to pretty much exactly the same as it used to be before. Light Binding, that's his first ability. Also damage reduced, especially early game. Second ability, shielding reduced, but more scaling. So her shielding is going to be a lot stronger. This means support Lux, you know, are going to be pretty strong. Gnar needs to get the biggest nerf I have ever seen in the world. I swear to God. If this champion doesn't get nerfed, you know what nerf I think he needs? The stunning durations need to be reduced. Like, it's so unbelievably strong, this champion. When he jumps on you and he just pushes you into a wall, you're just sitting back and you cannot do anything. There's no counterplay to it. So Gnar has been too dominant in mid-game teamfights. We're reducing some of his zoning and poke pressure to balance the impact he can have in those fights. So slow down. So first ability is Boomerang. Slow down dealt by Boomerang. It's gonna slow you less, and it's gonna do less damage. Okay, especially early game. I mean, okay. And then Hyper, bonus damage of passive, which is when he hits an enemy 3 times in a row. It's gonna be a lot less. Actually, just a little bit less early game, and it's gonna be the same thing late game. Mega Gnar is getting no change. I think Gnar is just gonna be almost just as broken as before. This doesn't slow down Gnar. I mean, sure, Mini Gnar cannot poke you as much and whatever, but Mega Gnar is still gonna be able to jump on your ass and one-shot you and your whole backline. Zed is very obviously getting nerfed. I think major nerfs, because Zed is way too strong right now. One of the perma bans in Legendary rank. We've noticed in higher ranks that Zed jungle's presence has been too oppressive due to his mobility and low cooldown on his ult. This has made it hard for his foes to confront him. So we're reducing jungle clear speed to rein him in as a jungler without affecting his strength in the mid lane, okay? His first ability does less damage to monsters. Okay, so that's already reducing it by quite a lot. And then his third ability does a little bit less base damage and a little bit less scaling damage. A little bit less, not too much. And then subsequent damage from multiple slashes. If you had multiple slashes on the same enemy, 10% less damage. This change alone means the higher skilled Z player, you're gonna feel this one the most. Because lower skilled Z players, they're not really gonna be able to hit multiple slashes on enemies anyways. But the higher skilled players obviously will. So this hurts the higher skilled Z players a lot. Teemo, I don't know. I feel like low-key Teemo should get nerfed. I don't know. Teemo's burst potential with stealth and poison has made him too menacing. Yeah, like I actually think he needs to get nerfed, funnily. We're slightly nerfing his burst so that he will need to rely more on his mushrooms and continue his damage to pose a threat. So, his toxic shot, which is his passive, bonus damage dealt by on-hit basic attacks is 8 plus champion level times 3 plus 20% ability power. Now it's 8 plus champion level times 2 plus 20% ability power. So you're not gonna skill as hard into the late game anymore with the bonus poison, depending on your level. The blinding dart as well, which is his first ability, is gonna do more base damage but less scaling. Okay, I guess okay. What else do we have? Ah, we have skins. I don't care. I don't buy skins anyways from Wild Rift because I don't support the skin system. And yeah, that's gonna be it for the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next Wild Rift video. Bye bye.